Jadam microbial solution is one of the most fascinating and accessible tools in natural farming. At its core, it is a simple yet powerful way to harness the hidden life of microbes in the soil and multiply them into a solution that can be used to strengthen plants, build resilience, and fight off disease without the use of chemical fertilizers or pesticides. The word Jadam itself comes from a Korean natural farming system developed by Yongsang Cho, who built upon the foundation of his father Cho Han-kyu, the founder of Korean natural farming. Jadam means people that resemble nature. It is a philosophy as much as it is a farming method, and the microbial solution is one of its most famous practices. Imagine the soil beneath your feet, alive with countless organisms, bacteria, fungi, and microbes, all working together in an invisible web of communication and exchange. These organisms break down organic matter, release nutrients, and protect plants by outcompeting harmful pathogens. When the soil is alive, plants thrive, and when it is dead or sterile, plants suffer. The Jadam microbial solution seeks to bring this invisible world back into balance by collecting native microorganisms from your local environment and multiplying them until you have billions in liquid form, ready to pour back into your soil or onto your crops. The method begins with something incredibly simple. A handful of soil rich with microbial life, usually gathered from a nearby forest, mountain slope, or undisturbed patch of earth. This soil is alive with organisms perfectly adapted to your local climate and ecosystem. They know how to survive drought, how to endure heavy rains, and how to coexist with local plants. By choosing native microbes, you are not introducing foreign organisms, but enhancing the ones that already belong. The next step is to multiply them. To do this, you combine that handful of soil with water, a starch source like boiled potatoes, and sea salt to create the perfect environment for these microbes to reproduce rapidly. The mixture ferments for a short period of time, and what results is a living solution teeming with microbial diversity. When applied to soil, JMS acts like a probiotic for the earth. It restores microbial populations that may have been destroyed by chemical fertilizers, pesticides, or over-farming. It encourages root growth by creating a healthy rhizosphere, the zone of life around plant roots where the most important exchanges happen. Microbes feed the roots, protect them from pathogens, and even signal to the plant when it is under stress. With a strong microbial community, plants grow stronger, roots grow deeper, and yields improve. But beyond yields, there is resilience. Fields treated with Jadam microbial solution are less likely to suffer from outbreaks of fungal disease, bacterial rot, or insect infestations. The microbes do not just feed the plants, they shield them. One of the most revolutionary aspects of JMS is its accessibility. It costs almost nothing to make. You do not need expensive lab equipment or packaged inoculants. You do not need synthetic fertilizers or store-bought compost teas. All you need is local soil, boiled potatoes, sea salt, and water. For farmers struggling with the high cost of chemical inputs, Jadam microbial solution is a way to regain independence. For home gardeners, it is a way to build life into the soil without fear of chemical residues. And for communities, it is a way to grow food that is healthier and more in harmony with the land. But beyond its practical use, Jadam microbial solution represents a shift in mindset. It reminds us that the most powerful farming allies are not found in bottles or factories, but under our feet. It shows that microbes are not enemies to be sterilized away, but friends to be cultivated. In modern agriculture, there is often a war mentality where disease is treated like an invader that must be destroyed with stronger chemicals, stronger sprays, stronger poisons. But Jadam takes a different approach. Instead of fighting against nature, it works with it. Instead of destroying microbes, it multiplies them. Instead of killing life, it encourages it. Think about the symbolism of this. We live in a world where people often feel disconnected from the land, where farming has become industrialized and mechanical, where soil is treated as dirt rather than as a living organism. Jadam invites us to see soil as sacred, alive, and worthy of care. Each time you pour Jadam microbial solution onto your soil, you are not just feeding your plants, you are reviving an entire ecosystem. You are joining in an ancient cycle of life, where microbes feed plants, plants feed animals, and everything returns back to the earth. Jadam is sometimes called ultra low cost agriculture. This phrase means more than just saving money. It is about liberation. For too long, farmers have been trapped in a cycle of dependence on chemical companies, fertilizer industries, and global supply chains. By learning to make your own inputs, you break free from that cycle. You return power to the farmer, to the gardener, to the community. Jadam Microbial Solution is more than a recipe. It is a doorway to sovereignty. Yet its power is not only practical. There is also a spiritual beauty in it. When you collect that handful of forest soil, you are gathering wisdom from the ancestors of the land. You are carrying with you millions of years of adaptation, resilience, and cooperation. When you multiply those microbes and pour them onto your crops, you are not just feeding them, you are blessing them with the intelligence of the earth. In a way, Jadam Microbial Solution is like a communion between humanity and the hidden kingdoms of life. It is a recognition that we do not stand apart from nature, but within it, and that our survival depends on our ability to nurture what is small and unseen. The simplicity of the process makes it even more profound. In just a few days, with almost no cost, you can create a solution that has the power to heal soil, protect plants, and reduce the need for chemicals. And it is not just for large-scale farms. Even a balcony gardener with a few pots can benefit. It can be used on vegetables, fruit trees, flowers, or even lawns. The results are consistent. Stronger roots, greener leaves, fewer diseases, and better harvests. What makes Jadam different from other microbial solutions like compost teas or laboratory inoculants is its focus on locality and diversity. Compost teas often rely on specific strains, while lab products usually contain just a handful of microbes. Jadam brings the whole orchestra, billions of diverse organisms adapted to your exact environment. And because they are native, they survive, multiply, and persist in your soil, becoming permanent allies rather than temporary visitors. As time goes on, fields treated with Jadam Microbial Solution begin to change. The soil grows darker, more crumbly, and full of earthworms. Crops develop deeper root systems, drawing water and nutrients from greater depths, making them less vulnerable to drought. The microbial community continues to expand, creating an invisible shield that defends against harmful bacteria and fungi. Slowly, chemical dependency fades away. Farmers begin to trust the soil again. They begin to trust the land. And in this trust, something ancient is remembered. At its heart, Jadam Microbial Solution is not just about microbes. It is about relationship. Relationship between soil and plant, between farmer and land, between human and nature. It teaches patience, humility, and respect. It teaches us that by nurturing the smallest forms of life, we can unlock abundance on every level. And perhaps in learning to heal the soil, we learn to heal ourselves.